Guys, what is going on? I just wanted to give you an update on my F-150. I watch a lot of car channels, even though I'm not a car guy per se. I do have an interest in some of these car channels that I watch, like Vice Grip Garage, Flying Wheels, Car Wizard, Hoovie's Garage. Those type of things are really fun to watch. But what I wanted to do was I just wanted to give you a little update on my F-150. I'm going to tell you how many miles is on it right now, what year it is, what I think of it, what problems that I've had with it, and what I've had to do to it since I've had it. So I did get this truck used. This is a 2012, and it spent most of its life in Texas before I got it. So it wasn't where I'm at, where you can have a lot of rust issues and things like that. I do use a spray underneath now. Fluid film or oil spray works really good, and it will save your vehicle. So it is a 2012. Had a really nice bed liner in it when I got it. This is a Line X bed liner that it has in there. It's a really nice durable bed liner, I can say that. So it's a 2012 and it just topped 160,000 miles. I have the 5.0 Coyote V8 under the hood, and I will tell you what I've done to it since I had it. I mean, if you want to count like regular maintenance items, I have done brakes and rotors all the way around. Luckily, my brother helped me with that, and I paid a fraction of what it would have cost me at a shop to do it, because it's expensive. It ain't cheap. The next thing, let me open the hood and show you. Okay, guys, this engine bay is dirty. I don't clean a lot in here, and you have to be careful when you do that, but it can be done. You can steam clean it and things like that. But what I wanted to show you was one of the things I did to this when I first got it. And first of all, let me give you a little story about what happened when I first got the truck. And this may even be the reason why the guy traded it in the first place. When I first got this truck, everything was fine. Everything ran fine, started fine. But for some reason, when I would fill this truck with gas, it would stall the first time I tried to start it and not start easily. So like it would be hard to crank, start, stall, and then end up starting, and then never again after I left the gas station would I have a problem. So I just did research online. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know a whole lot about working on vehicles, but I did a lot of research online. So every time I'd put gas in it, it would hard to start up, stall, start it again, and it would finally start running fine and then take off. And I'm like, and it would never do it again. The whole tank of gas, it would never do it again, no matter how many times I stopped and started the truck. So I did research online, and I come to find out what it is. It's this little plastic piece right here with two bolts. See the bolts right there? Let me get this back. Let me get this light back and turn it down a little bit. See the bolt there, and there's a bolt there, and where that wire is coming out of. That's a plastic part. That is a government regulated something for the environment, that when you put fuel in the tank, it puts the vapors back into the gas system so they don't go into the environment. This is known to stick in one of the positions, either open or closed. And if it's not working correctly and you fill your tank with gas, the vapors will make the vehicle stall out at first and, you know, start hard and stall out, and then it will run correctly later. So I paid $40 for the Motorcraft part, and I took those two bolts off, pulled that wire off with the clip. It was real easy. Then I put that on and put the clip back, and I've never had a problem since. So that was the first thing I ever did to the truck. And then as far as regular maintenance, I'll tell you guys what I did when I first got it as well. Okay, also, because the vehicle was not new when I purchased it, I took it and I had front and rear differential and transfer case completely drained and refilled all at one time. So that took care of that part, and I thought, you know, I felt like I was good to go on that. And I'm also, stick around, I'm also going to tell you something that I need to do to the truck, and we'll be doing soon here. Okay guys, if you can see right here where the rear of the drive shaft goes into the differential right there, let me zoom in even further. That part right there, where you see the bolts coming out of, I had a leak there. So that would be where the drive shaft goes into the differential, right where that coupler piece is, the circular part, where you see the bolts. I had a leak on the other side of that going toward the back of differential fluid, and I had to have that fixed. And they drained and refilled the rear differential again, and that cost me around $500 to have that done. I know you can be done cheaper, and you can have your own tools and things like that, but it was just quicker and easier for at the time of what I needed to get done. So that was the one of the main things that I've done to this truck since I've had it. Other than that purge valve up on the motor that was $40 because I bought the Motorcraft part, this was the most expensive thing I've done to the truck other than just normal maintenance stuff since I've had it. In fact, my brakes and rotors were cheaper all the way around than that because me and my brother did the brakes and rotors. So that would be the most expensive thing that I've had to do to this truck in the 3 years that I've had it. There are two things that I have to get done to this truck right now. One is, well, both of them are pretty much a maintenance item, but let me tell you what those are. And I will give you the prices of those things, and I am actually going to do them myself. They don't take a lot of tools and a lot of know-how to do. Number one is I have to change the solenoid and the valve with a little rubber line connected to it that is for the actuator that activates the 4x4. Fords run off of a vacuum when they lock into the hub up here to put you in 4x4, and underneath the hood, I'm not going to open it, but right back here there's a little solenoid up against this firewall, and then a rubber line that goes through there with a valve, and that valve can go bad or the solenoid can go bad. Now the price on both of those, $35. $35 is all I got to pay to replace that. It's right there in the open. The solenoid's just on a clip, and the line that I have to take off that's got the two-way valve in it that can go bad, that just pulls off. It's pressure fit with rubber pieces. So since both of those are a wear item that can go bad over time, I'm just replacing both the solenoid and that rubber piece with the two-way valve on it, and should fix that problem, and then the 4x4 will be able to engage right again. Also, very important in the hot summertime, this is also a normal thing to happen, and you definitely have to put this under normal age, wear and tear, and things like that needs to be taken care of. And it's very easy to do, but unfortunately the stuff is kind of expensive, and I'll tell you the price of that is I have to recharge the AC. The AC works, it runs, the compressor runs, but it is just probably about 60% of what it should be. It takes a while, it takes longer than it should, and what happens is, from what I've been told in all these mechanics channels I watch, is that the AC system uses a little bit of lubrication from the refrigerant that's in there, and it's a normal thing. It's how they all work, and over time you can lose the refrigerant in there without having a leak. So since I've got this truck, it wasn't all the way up to par, as cold as it should be, but it's never ran out completely, and it's always given me air conditioning, just not as strong and as high, not as strong and as low temperature, I should say, as it should be. So to recharge that is going to cost me approximately $50 for the can. It's got a gauge on there. The line underneath the hood, you put it on the low side, you pop off a little cap, you pop the tube from the can on there, and then go by the instructions, shaking and turning the can. You pull the trigger on it for 15 seconds at a time, and you watch the gauge till it gets into the green. And it's easy to do. There's a few more, you got to have the truck running, the compressor on, doors open. But all in all, you get what I'm saying. It's an easy thing, and it's a normal wear item. So with all that being said, this truck has never, ever left me stranded, and never didn't start. Now, when I had the problem with that little $40 purge valve, plastic piece that government regulation for the environment, BS. When I had to replace that, my truck would only stall one time and have a hard start when I filled it at the gas station. And the whole rest of the time with that tank of gas, it would never do it again. So even though it did take me twice to get it running, to start it twice, it never left me stranded, and it never went without being, without starting. Never left me anywhere, broke down. So 160,000 miles, and I'm still very happy. That 5.0 Coyote V8, there's just something about it. When you get on it and you hear that motor, and it's not a sports car. It's not made to race. It's a truck. But when you get on it, you feel it and you hear it from underneath. You hear that certain kind of noise you get from that V8. And I really do like it. There's a lot you can upgrade on that V8 too. Don't think I'll ever do that. Just not something I'm really into, as far as doing that goes. So other than that, guys, it's been a really good truck. I love it. I still love driving this thing every time I get into it. I love this truck. It sits up nice and high. It's very roomy for me. It's got the big armrest in the front that comes down. That's really wide. They call it the coffee table. And I have to say, I give an F-150 5 out of 5 stars. I don't know about Ford cars. I don't deal with like Ford passenger cars and small cars. I would have no idea on that. But as far as these trucks go, I have to give it 5 star. I will. And when something happens to this on down the line, or real bad mechanically, or something goes wrong where it ain't worth it to fix, or if I just want to get something new, probably be used, not brand new, but if I want to get something new to me, it will definitely be another F-150, whether it be the V6 with the twin turbo or this 5.0 V8. That's the only 2 motors I'll go with. Just me personally. I know guys that have some of the other gasoline motors and they have no problems with it, but for me, it's just my preference. Everybody has their preference. It's got to be either the 5.0 or the V6 with the twin turbos. So we'll see what happens on this, and I will keep you guys updated if anything changes or if anything happens to it. But it's been a great truck for me, and it's got me through some hard snows that we had. Now, we didn't have a lot of snow, but we had a couple of times where regular standard passenger cars couldn't drive through flat city streets because it was pushing the snow up. We had so much snow, and it was lifting the front of the car off the ground just enough to make the tires spin. And then they had plowed beside my truck where I was parked, and the snow was up to about the top of my tires. I reversed and went forward a couple times, and this thing climbed right out of that heaping wet packing snow. And I just drove down these streets, and there was people stopped and stranded in the middle of the road everywhere and getting help. And this thing just booked right through it like it was nothing. So it's got me through some stuff when it needed to. So all right, guys, there it is. That's just the update on this F-150. And yeah, I'll keep you updated if anything changes, and talk to you real soon, guys. Until next time, this is DOF, and I'm out of there.